Unless you're here to help us, I'd ask that you be on your way.
I swear, Zoxus himself has it in for me, or this is his idea of a joke. I've been complaining about how serving in the Guard is a waste of my abilities, and now we're in a crisis that demands my skills, and I'm woefully out of my depth. The damned seals are attacking, both the sanctuary and the grotto. They must have known about this place. A massive sea serpent has been bound here for centuries in the pool above us, and now a Marama mage has broken the seals holding it. I don't know. All I've been able to decipher is the seals were created with blood magic. If you kill the Mauma and infuse this blood rune with life energy, you might be able to repair the seals. But there's more to it. I need to keep reading. If this works, I'll owe the gods an apology. Fill the blood rune and then use it on the 3 seals. After that, we'll have to deal with the binding pool. Hopefully, I'll have figured this out by then. I'll meet you up at the gate to the pool. Ask then, but be quick. If that serpent gets free, it'll destroy everything on the western shore of Valenwood, including Woodhearth. The seals are actually small pools of water. Elaine, Ralos, and Valir. They're named after those who sacrificed their lives to bind the serpent. That's all I know. Don't know how the mage broke them, or if the blood rune can really repair them. From what I've read, it sounds like that might not be possible. This is no ordinary sea serpent. The text refers to it as the Great Serpent. I don't know what that means, but apparently binding it here was the only way to stop it. I only know that he's very powerful. When our scouts approached him, he burnt them to cinders with the flick of his wrist. I suspect he also knew about this place beforehand, and he probably studied up on the seals and on the serpent. Again, I'm only guessing here, but I read that the Maorma were once able to command such creatures. It scares the oblivion out of me to even consider it, but what if their mages have rediscovered such magic? You mean, did I just happen to be carrying one around? No. I found it with this text, and I'm proud to say I actually knew what it was. I've read a good bit about blood runes. Kind of a morbid fascination, I suppose. Did you see that? The Marima mage had activated the barrier on this door to block us from getting to the binding pool, but I figured out how to break it. What about you, though? Did you repair the seals? We have to go out to the binding pool and channel the energy to rebind the serpent. I've read everything I can, but this is old, wild magic. I don't know if I can do this. And if the Marima mage is out there, well, I certainly can't defeat him. Oh, right. If this works and you are able to defeat the Marima mage, I'll need you to do one more thing. When I say the word, use the blood rune to activate the final seal. That's it. All right. We can do this. Yes. All right. Let's go. Gray's bones! What in oblivion is he doing? We have to stop him! Hurry! Use the blood rune on the final seal. Quickly! Saint's sweet mercy. We did it! The serpent's bound again! First off, I have to say I'm sorry to the gods for ever doubting them. Second, I promise I will never say that guard duty is beneath my abilities again. Never. I think I've done all I can. You're pretty tough. Tougher than me, at least. You may be ready for the next fight, but I'm going to need a few minutes. Go on, though. With you on our side, this whole Marima thing will be over quick, I imagine.
almost had it!
I've got you now!
Too close. They nearly had us that time. The wards will keep the Daedra bound for now, but I'm still not sure how they managed to break them. We need to investigate Ilmyris. Yes. Perhaps I wasn't exactly forthright. This grove exists to conceal the Cradle of Ilmyris, a library of secret knowledge. The Wooded Eye are its guardians. We serve the Woodland Man. You might know him as Hermamora. Yes, a Daedric prince. But the only reason the Daedra are bound here is to keep this place hidden. Ordinarily, they pose no threat. They broke their bonds when the intruders destroyed the wards, and now they threaten all of Greenshade. I do not know the mechanism myself, but Saramir, the caretaker of the Vault of Memories inside the Cradle of Ilmyris, he'd know, if he's still alive. Yeah, well, this crisis transcends religious differences, don't you think? I want to secure the Grove. You don't want Greenshade to be destroyed. Binding the Daedra is good for both of us. The spirits of Daedra supply magicka to the wards. It's all very complicated. The important thing is that you find Saramir and learn how to bind the Daedra permanently.
Closer. Your assistance might be just what I require.
So many names, so many faces, such terrible understanding. You, I remember you. At least I think I do. Perhaps I just imagined it. That's all imagination is, you know. Memories of things that never happened. I am Gordhauer the Shaper, the Fire King Hadul, Haramir of Copper and Tea, the Flower King Nilichi, Umaril the Unfeathered, or I am just Saramir. It's becoming hard to know. I could tell you, but I've forgotten how. Or perhaps I never knew. Listen, the woodland man calls you, in the pool. It's best if you do not look directly. It looks back, you know.
I am Hermaeus Mora, the riddle unsolvable, the door unopenable, the book unreadable, the question unanswerable. I wonder if you understand why you are here. You will bind the Daedra, but you do not yet know what tendril of fate and fortune brought you into my grove, into this ruined reflection of my library. In due time, as to the Daedra, their Magica powers the wards that protect my library. But binding them here is no small task. It requires a foundation of souls, each of different blood, from my servants in Tamriel. The intruders who broke the wards above unwittingly loosed the bindings here below. 4 of the souls broke free. In their confusion, they wander these halls seeking escape. Subdue them to restore the seal. I will reward your faithful service. Alien crystals impart memories directly to the reader, Overuse leads to a problem of capacity for most mortals. Willing or unwilling, all who strive to grow in skill and scope are my servants. Reunited to their master, only one remains. A conundrum. The Bosma soul escaped Ilmyrus. We require a replacement. Saromir, my caretaker, satisfies all requirements. Kill him and bring his soul to me. One will die, whether you refuse or not. Put the mad priest out of his misery, or I will choose another. Be assured, you will find that choice less than optimal. Your rebellion is noted, and the consequences take shape. Orthanir is drawn to his death in Saramir's place. Bind his spirit, unless you are willing to let Daedra overrun Green Shade. Orthanir's soul seals the binding, but without a caretaker. The Daedra flee. It is temporary. The mountain is worn away, and the tides rise and fall with the same inevitability. My memory is as unerring as my word. In the crystal behind you rests knowledge you did not know you sought. Others have killed for such wisdom.
Not another memory! My mind is full!
Are you sure we're not wasting our time? How many people has this crystal killed now?
Patience. Rest assured, Elmyrus contains the knowledge that Naaman's shade will need.
No, the roots. They envelop the whole forest, and at the center, such pulsing. Oh!
Pulsing. The heart. At last. Let me see.
Wait! What are you doing? The crystal will drive you mad.
Magnificent! Such truth, such clarity of sight. Everything leads to Hectorheim.
One by one, Naaman and Peladil exposed my servants to the crystals until their mortal minds cracked and groaned under the strain. What else? Power. They called it the heart of Valenwood. But no matter what it's called, it means the same thing. You have not yet earned that knowledge which Naaman and Peladil took by force. They went to Hectorheim. Where you go is your choice, but I will be watching.
What luck that someone came along. Don't worry about me. My companions need help. Argonians. I can't tell if they're acting alone or on behalf of the Ebonheart Pact. You there? What luck that someone came along. Argonians. I can't tell if they're acting alone or on behalf of the Ebonheart Pact. They struck so quickly I'm not sure who they are, but they took the rest of my group captive and left me for dead. Just down there in the ravine, it looks like the Argonians have set up a camp there. I followed them this far, but with this wound, I'm useless in a fight. Will you help us? Thank you. We were on our way to Longhaven when the Argonians struck. Free my companions and meet us there. I'll repay you however I can. A Khajiit rogue called Nineclaws, a fellow Bosmer by the name of Drolduin, and an exiled Breton mage known as Xavieri. If they aren't wounded, they'll be able to make it back to Longhaven on their own once you've freed them.
You fight well. I don't suppose you're here for us. I don't know who you are, but I'm glad you're on our side. I'll see these spineless lizards over a cooking fire once I've mended. Kill a few more of those overgrown lizards for me. I'll see you in Longhaven.
And glory, oath of Ebonheart.
Circle around.
What is this? Who are you? This one knew Nivrilin would not abandon us. It is good that she still lives. Thank you for aiding us.
You have this one's gratitude. Joan and Jode protect you.
You're not with them, are you? Help me! Yes, quickly, before more of those lizards come. Thank you, friend. Meet us in Longhaven when we're all out of here. I'm sure Nivrilin will reward you for this.
These are dangerous. These are dangerous.
Oh, good. You made it back. My band owes you a debt of gratitude. It isn't often you meet such selfless travelers here. Words of gratitude are nice and all, but as a fellow adventurer, I know they don't fill the belly. Here, some coin for your trouble.
These are dangerous.